In this video I'm going to show you how a can of black Plasticoat turned my Gen 1 Zappi into something a little bit sexier looking. Right then, so if you've seen my videos in the past, big fan of the Myonergy Zappi, pretty much does what it's supposed to do most of the time. But when they brought out the Gen 2 Zappi with the option of the white or the nice black finish, I have to admit I have been jealous. So in a video, it must have been over a year ago, definitely was over a year ago, definitely before lockdown, I took off the front white fascia and I vinyl wrapped it in black. But it was gloss black and it actually didn't look that great. So I took it off and we've been back to standard. But one of the things I thought that I could do, and is still easily reversible if it looks rubbish, is Plasticoat it. So that black kind of spray paint that has like a plastic kind of finish, I think would do well over this because it's matte as standard. You have to kind of add a glossifier if you want it to be gloss. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this off, give it a little bit of a clean up with all-purpose cleaner, wipe it down, dry it up, and then spray it with Plasticoat and see what the end result looks like. So that's what we're going to do now. So take the front fascia off. It's basically a small screw Phillips head. We just undo that and this will hole just slide up and come off. It's quite a small screw, so just make sure you don't lose it. I'm just going to screw it back in once I've taken it out. And this whole fascia literally just lifts up. It's easy to get off and drop on the floor, but it just basically sits in these grooves down there. But yeah, I'm going to put the screw back in the hole and then we'll go in there, clean up the front. Okay, so this is the stuff I'm using, Matte Super Plasticoat. I'll put some links in the description. I just got this off Amazon, and then I'm going to use some of this Verso all-purpose cleaner I have. It's from Auto Finesse, but any all-purpose cleaner. Just going to make sure we get any kind of grease and grime and stuff off there. Mine isn't really in direct sunlight, but even then you can still see there's a little bit of yellowing that started to happen on the corners. So just going to spray some of this all-purpose cleaner onto the back of the kitchen roll, and then basically just give it a general clean and wipe over front and back. Even though we're going to paint the front, just make sure there's no grime or bugs or anything on there. Okay, so my original plan was I'm going to hang this on some twine, which I've kind of just put up in the little recess there, make sure it's properly back in there so it's not going to kind of block anything at the spray area here. And I was going to hang it up inside a cardboard box as like a makeshift spray booth, but it's currently dry outside and it's not very windy at all, so I'm actually just going to hang it on a piece of cane across the bit of my garden here and hope I don't completely spray paint the kids' trampoline. I'm probably going to live to regret it, but any mechanism you like basically, but the main thing you want is a somewhat consistent temperature. It's relatively warm outside and not loads of wind. So let me get this hung up and then we'll see how we get on. Okay, this is it. So I already know I'm going to live to regret it because it keeps on spinning around to be the way I don't want it. So I will go around the other side for spraying, and the main thing is just some nice even coat. So I'm not going to hold the camera, so look at that, see, it's going to cause problems. I'll try and have the camera kind of positioned a bit to see some of the painting, so hopefully I don't get it all over everything. This needs another coat of paint anyway. So comical values, but the main result is what we're interested in here. See how we get on. Okay, so you don't want to spray too close because then you'll get drips and stuff. So the main thing you want is a nice light coating. Already you can see the wind's picked up a little bit, which is going to make it harder to get an even job. Obviously you want to make sure you also get round the curves here, because obviously that is visible on the front of the Zappi. So need to get underneath it as well. Now, a smart man would have taped the top of that, I think, but never mind. Oh, and as with all these things, safety first, wear a mask, probably want to wear some goggles and put some gloves on as well, or you get a bit of paint on your hands. I always remember to put the gloves on after. Okay, so the wind did pick up a little bit, which has made it a little bit trickier to spray, so some bits did get a little bit more coating than others. I'm going to leave it about 30 minutes now. I'm happy with the amount of coats. Some of this crappy garden twine did drop some little bits on there which I tried to pick out, which then obviously caused a little bit of extra spraying. And let me just see if I can move this around the back a little bit. I did put a little bit of spray at the back where it says Zappi, just to minimise some of the whiteness coming through. So I think it's going to look pretty good. When I'm finished, again, I'm trying not to go too OTT. Again, it's just a charging unit at the end of the day. And I have an idea, not sure how good it's going to be. I've got some lime green, it's iron-on vinyl for t-shirts, but I think if I just leave the protective cover on, it will be waterproof, and then I can just put a dab of glue on behind and then have that luminous green behind the Zappi. I think it might look kind of cool. So I'll wait for things to dry off, stick a bit of that stuff on the back, and then we'll see what the end result looks like. And yeah, get this mask and gloves and stuff off. So yeah, I did have to hold it a little bit because of the wind. Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes, so I'm hoping that it's now suitably dry. Let's have a look. It's looking pretty dry. Dry enough, I think, that I can go into the shed and offer up the green to the back here. Looking at, it's difficult to tell, so when the light catches it a little bit because of the kind of roughness of the material the plastic's made out of. Some bits still look a little bit white, but it definitely is all black, just a bit shimmery. But already I'm much happier with how this has turned out compared to when I did the vinyl wrapping. So let me disconnect this all up. Hopefully I don't get paint all over myself, and then show you what the green backing's going to look like and see if it's going to look any good or not. Okay, so please excuse the mess of the workshop. All different things going on. I've got silicone out at the moment because I'm having to fix my roof again. That's a topic for another day maybe. But yeah, this is the end result, which I think looks pretty good. And then, where has it gone? Yeah, I got this green vinyl. So it's iron on, it's not stick on, so I can't stick it to anything. But I think, let's have a little look. With that behind there, that looks pretty smart, as opposed to just the grey backing. So my plan is get a little bit of kitchen roll to pop this down on. I can then get a little bit of glue to glue to the back of the Zappi fascia. I guess it's the fascia. And then that will keep this flat and in place. If I wasn't so lazy, I'd probably look online, and again, I want to get this done today, so you can probably get proper vinyl like this that would stick on, would be waterproof. I could stick to the grey bit of the Zappi and then this would go over the top, but I'm going to try and bodge it, and if not, I can always do a proper job another time. So yeah, let's move things around a little bit. Okay, not sure this is the best camera angle, but probably the best I can do at the moment, so just hoping that it's not sticking too much. So I'm going to use a small brush to basically put a little bit of glue around the outside where the Zappi logo is. This is just some Gorilla Glue that I have here. Not sure how well this is going to work. It already feels overly tacky. Never seemed to have much luck with glue. Never seems to last as long as I think it's supposed to. But, let's see. Just needs to be tacky enough to kind of keep it in place. Probably even something like Pritt Stick would have done the job. But yeah, this bit's a bit boring, so I'll just get it stuck on and hope it's going to be enough to just kind of keep it in place. Okay, so the Gorilla Glue I think has seen better days, so I've basically just used a little bit of electrical tape to kind of hold it in. It doesn't matter, it looks a bit crappy. Putting this down on the kitchen roll wasn't the best idea, it's still a bit tacky, so a bit annoyed because again a little bit of the kitchen roll stuff has come off on it. But what I'll do is I'll see what it's like when it's all dried off and I can give it a wipe down. But I'm not going to show you what it looks like right now. I'm going to reinstall the fascia and then show you the end result. Just busy laughing to myself because I'm like, I won't show you. Then I realise you would have seen it in the intro and the thumbnail anyway. But I'm really happy with this. I think it looks really good. The Gen 2 definitely still looks better, but this is a much nicer looking Gen 1 Zappi for me. I definitely regret putting it down on the kitchen roll because there are little bits of kind of white paper on it, which I'm hoping when it all dries I can wipe off. If not, I'll wait until the weather's a bit better again and just kind of spray back over it, because that's the advantage of the plastic coat. It's easy, I can just easily pull that all off. But yeah, that's it. I hope it helped. If you decide to do one of these, let me know in the comments, ask any questions, perhaps a different colour, perhaps you'd like it to be pink in there instead. Who knows? But yeah, as my auntie likes to say, happy Zappi.